Hey guys, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be updated every time I make a new video. Thanks, let's begin. Get out of the water! Too late, you're chum. Piranha. This is the second remake, 3D this time around, to the 1978 cult classic. Make sure to check out my previous review for Piranha 1995. I'll leave a link to it up here, and we're just having a lot of fun this Fishy February, aren't we? Let's get into the review. The plot. So, Lake Victoria is having their annual spring break festival. It's the spring break capital of the world, apparently. An earthquake unleashes a bunch of piranha from an underwater cavern, and now they're gonna create a bloodbath, literally. This film is quite different from the original. I do remember them having water tanks at one point. Maybe it was gonna follow the original more, but they just changed it, like a lot of things in this movie, in pre-production and post-production, because everything from the plot, possibly, to the visual effects were heavily changed. There are some similarities, though. Piranha are unleashed by accident. I blame Richard Dreyfuss's beer bottle. The alcohol was up to no good. Also, the characters having to count down to pull someone out of a wreckage with a rope. I liked the nods to those things. This film is like if Roger Corman had a huge budget. It's sleazy, silly, and sick. For the characters, we have Julie Forrester, played by Elizabeth Shue, who I presume got into the shape of her life for her role in this movie. She also played in The Karate Kid, Hollow Man, and Death Wish 2018. Here she's a worried mother, wants everyone to be safe, as well as her children, and she puts up a good fight. They also foreshadow her using her taser against the piranha, which was pretty cool. And then we have Novak, played by Adam Scott from Krampus. He is the seismologist, or whatever you want to call it. He goes down there with a team to find out what's in that cavern, and what the earthquake could have caused for damage or anything, but they weren't expecting piranha. Although, to be fair, I don't think anyone would have.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my. Excuse me, but is that a fucking piranha?
He also has a few moments of badassery. He rides a jet ski to save some people in the water. There is a deleted scene that was in the teaser trailer, which he was riding the jet ski and it rolls over and back upright, which was pretty cool. It didn't make it into the movie. Jake Forrester, Julie's son in the movie, played by Stephen R. McQueen, not that Steve McQueen, another Stephen McQueen. I don't think it's even, is he even related? I'm not sure. He's the teenager with a booby fetish. He goes onto a porn star boat, has a lot of fun, till the boat starts to sink. Kelly, played by Jessica Sauer? I don't know. She is Jake's love interest. She is the girl who went off to college and came back to town for spring break, is really interested in Jake, and that's about her whole character. Carl Goodman, played by Christopher Lloyd from Back to the Future and Blood Lake: Attack of the Killer Lampreys. You know, what a career spanning countless subgenres of film. He is the pet shop owner who knows more about certain things than a pet shop owner probably should. He knows about the history of the piranha, which is actually explained why he knows that in the sequel, but it's just a line of dialogue. Anyway, he informs Julie and Novak what to do and how to stop the piranha if possible.
Yesterday would have been a good time to start.
Derek Jones, played by Jerry O'Connell, is the sleazebag porn star director. He hams it up in this role. I mean, I think he just had a blast making this movie. There are quite a few times where you see his character crack, and it's not a pretty sight. Danielle, played by the ultra-sexy Kelly Brook, should be in more horror movies of this nature. She was in House of Nine, Survival Island, and the recent Black Magic, but nothing really to this standard. Well, it's really standard level. She's the nice porn star. She's the one who wants Jake and Kelly to get together, even though Jake's really interested in Danielle. Really wants them to be together because she can see the chemistry there. She can see that they're meant for each other. She is also quite like the director had said in an interview where he mentioned that she was a woman who could have done anything, but she chose this life, and she's a bit older than the other girls, but she's still got it. We also have Deputy Fallon, played by Ving Rhames, from Dawn of the Dead 2004 and 2012 Zombie Apocalypse. He's a badass. He doesn't do much in the movie, but he does have some funny interactions with characters and even the Piranha.
Toss a piece of trash in our lake, you gotta pick up 10 pieces.
This trashy movie is of its time, but also a great throwback to movies like it from the 1980s. Think if those movies had a roughly $25 million budget like this movie had, which they could have accomplished. Director Alexander Aja, who directed this movie, has a knack for making great movies with creatures that don't really appeal to the mass market. His film Crawl, about alligators, did about as well as this movie. Making nearly $85 million worldwide wouldn't call for a celebration. Even though it made its money back, it didn't really do as well as they were probably hoping for. Piranha from 1978 had great potential but was limited by the budget and MPAA. Here, those things don't matter. And while some of the charm was lost, this film went wild. Before we get into the gore, let's talk about how the film looks.
Wow, the water's just so clear.
This was shot with the intention of being in 3D. The 3D in this film is more of a gimmick than a stylistic choice, and that's what I would want in a 3D movie, and I'm glad I went that route. I saw this in the theater back in 2010 with my mom because I was only 17. It was a blast. The film did look kind of funny though, but other than that, it was tons of fun. I know some people complained about the depth of field and the change from above water to below water, but I didn't really notice it. Also, I still remember one guy before the movie even started. If this movie's gross, I'm walking out of it. He never left, but it was gross. Without the 3D, the scenery and the sets are still pleasing to the eye. Filmed in Lake Havasu in Arizona, the film has a beautiful body of water to work with. The water is crystal clear, to the point that any wound would look nice on camera. Speaking of the wounds, the gore, the effects, oh boy. Flesh is ripped from writhing bodies. A woman is sliced in half with a wire. There's a gnarly crushed head, a severed penis. A piranha literally makes its way through a woman through her vagina, out her mouth. There are countless meaty corpses, a brutal scalping on a boat propeller, severed limbs, and tons more. This was a gross flick, and I loved it. Loved? It is. I love it. KNBFX did a fantastic job with the makeup effects and practical stuff in this movie. There was so much fake blood in this movie that I think it might have ruined part of the lake for a short while. Tippett Studios, New Breed VFX, Spin VFX, and a few others brought their collaborative efforts to create the visual effects in this film. For 2010, they're okay. The Piranha, they don't look amazing, but there are a few shots where they do look cool, like in the tank or when they're tearing people apart underwater. The shot of the piranha exiting a woman's mouth from inside her body looks different between the DVD and Blu-ray. The DVD attempt looks so bad. The Blu-ray uses the more gruesome theatrical version of that kill. The motion picture soundtrack, Michael Wandmacher, who also composed Punisher, Warzone, the My Bloody Valentine 3D remake, and Werewolf the Beast Among Us, composed the music for this movie. It's got some unsettling themes which help add to the tension of whatever is under the water, and can it get you? We also get some rockin' sections with electric guitars that add a lot to the impact of the deaths. However, Blood Red Sand and Breathe are my two favorite tracks. You feel bad for the people that are being carried out of the water, sometimes in more than one piece. They may have been ignorant douchebags, but they didn't deserve this. Breathe is also a beautiful track. So much emotion felt for a short-lived victory. This is until the twist is revealed, which was spoiled in some TV spots for this flick. The track and titles is also a great combination of everything that came before it. Instruments come together and are played to the beat of the drum. This is so close to being on a par with the original. It's like by a hair. It's got everything the original had, but pushed to the max. That could be its problem, though. There is a lot of excess insanity, but it leads to some great action sequences for sure. It never forgets that this is a film about killer fish and porn stars. Charm does outweigh sleaze, in my opinion, so I'll give it up to the original in that regard. Overall, I give Piranha, the 2010 remake to the 1978 cult classic, a 3 out of 5. Thank you all for watching, and I'm Brian Gatto, the horror show host. Make sure to like, comment on, as well as share this video. Like my Facebook fan page, and support me on Patreon, or even $1 a month will help keep this channel going on strong, and I'd greatly appreciate it. Plus, you'll get access to body counts and other music videos that you can't get on YouTube because of copyright and age restriction. Also, hit that notification bell to be notified every time I make a new video, and as always, subscribe.